Build a highly profitable real estate machine with explosive, exponential growth that works harder for you than you work for it, while living a life by design. Breakthroughs are all around you, but you don't see them until now. Join Jason Williford here at the Ultimate Real Estate Machine as he converses with highly respected and world-renowned experts from inside and outside the real estate industry. You'll discover proven business, marketing, and sales strategies that transform you into the most trusted, dominant, and influential expert in your market, the preeminent agent. Each episode brings you one step closer to the highly profitable and fulfilling real estate business that you've been longing for. Here's your host, Jason Williford.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Ultimate Real Estate Machine. Have a gentleman named Dwayne Willard on today, a wonderful gentleman. He's a real estate and business investor. He sold 3 companies, built 3 companies, sold 3 companies. So he's a massive entrepreneur. He's an author. He's founder and CEO of Champion Service. Their primary products is HVAC, electrical, and plumbing. He's co-founder and COO of Tender Heart Realty. He's been an entrepreneur for over 2 decades. Dwayne and his wife have built 3 other businesses. They've sold them successfully. He loves investing back in his team, watching them grow and accomplish things that they had no idea that they could possibly achieve. He's obsessed with learning himself, all things that are business. He loves working with people. He's continuously a lifetime learner, always looking to get better personally and professionally. He loves connecting with other people that do amazing things as well. He's great at networking. That's how I met Dwayne. He loves, on his free time, spending time with his beautiful bride on the water, kicking back on the beach, just like I like to do here in Miami Beach, but also loves Key West, which isn't as very far away from me here in Miami Beach. Without further ado, I would like to welcome Mr. Dwayne Willard. How are you doing today, sir?
I am doing fantastic, Jason. I appreciate you having me here today. I'm just so grateful to be here.
I'm grateful to have you. Mr. Dwayne, would you mind telling us a little bit more about your business and yourself?
Yeah, so Champion Services, we are the premier HVAC plumbing electrical company in our area here. We really focus on residential work. We don't do commercial. And we focus on helping homeowners be safer and more comfortable in their homes.
Love that. What was amazing learning more and more about you as we develop our friendship as well is that you've already built 3 businesses and sold them. When do you think, looking back on your past, that entrepreneur blood got inside of you?
Yeah, I think probably I was born with it. I always knew when I was working for other people that I guess I would just say I could do this better, and so I worked for some other people for a few years, and then just one day decided to walk away from that and jump out and start a business.
Love it. And you've built 3 of them and sold them. So you know more than the average bear does. I'm sure that you've been hit upside the head with the proverbial brick multiple times, a lot of hard lessons learned. And that's what the podcast is about. The Ultimate Real Estate Machine is about building a business that works harder and harder and harder for you versus you having to work harder and harder for it. So is there some hard lessons learned, some advice that you could give the other entrepreneurs that are listening on things maybe that you've learned in the past?
Yeah, I would say my number one thing is don't think you have to reinvent the wheel. There's people out there who have done this already. Get in their world and let them help you.
Love that. Can you give me an example?
Yeah, Mike Aguilera is one of those who, he built a $30 million service business and sold that not too long ago. He's a big mentor of mine, and having somebody like that that's been down that road before obviously can save you a lot of pain, you know. So yeah, I try to be in everything I can be in and learn everything I can learn, and every little shortcut I get to take gets me where I want to be faster.
Love that. And people don't think there's shortcuts, and shortcuts aren't bad. But there is one shortcut in being an entrepreneur, and it's called mentorship. And you have an amazing mentor, Mr. Mike Aguilera, and that's actually how I met Mike. Is he has consulted for years with my number one greatest mentor, Mr. Jay Abraham, and so you are getting direct knowledge from one of the best that has ever walked the planet. Period. How long have you been coaching with Mike?
For 4 years now, and I've had the great opportunity to sit in the same room with Jay Abraham in a small setting on a beach house for 3 days. And yeah, what a smart guy. That guy's amazing. What
was a takeaway or two that you got from Mr. Abraham?
Well, I can tell you probably 3 notebooks full in the 3 days that we were together. But yeah, I mean, just the knowledge that guy has is it's overwhelming. You know, you really got to take a lot of notes and then spend a few days going through those. And then I called Mike on the phone and I'm like, okay, you got to help me weed through all this knowledge that he gave us, you know. But yeah, what an amazing business guy he is.
What was there something that you learned there that you went and took back and implemented and executed upon, or maybe you got deeper clarity on like marketing or strategy? Or
yeah, I think, I mean, marketing definitely was a big part of that, but I think more than anything, just understanding that I'm not the only one that has struggled, you know, and listening to Jay Abraham, as amazing as he is, but he started where we all started, right? And I mean, he's done that. So just the energy that I took away from that class, and I mean, it took me to a whole different level.
Love that. And, you know, and congratulations. I know that you have been seen on major networks like NBC, ABC, CBS, and Fox, but you're also going to be on the TV show Beyond the Close, which is all about preeminence. Yes, it is a contestant style reality show with real estate agents competing. And obviously, for a real estate agent to be preeminent, one thing that a real estate agent does not have to know and really does not want to know is like everything about HVAC or electrical or about plumbing. But the more they know, it does make them better, period, about being that number one preeminent expert. And that is why we reached out to you after speaking with Mike Aguilera. And I may be bad with the pronunciation. I'm not the best with pronunciation sometimes, but we reached, you know, after speaking with him, he said that you were one of his 2 experts on HVAC, plumbing, electrical. And that's why we wanted to bring you on to educate not only the cast members, but also the audience, because a crappy job, imagine buying a home and a job wasn't done right with HVAC. And next thing you know, you're in there 6 months later and it's the middle of summer and automatically your dang AC condensing unit goes out and you're like, man, what in the world happened? And is reality what really happened after a true professional comes out there like yourself and they say, hey, this thing was installed all wrong. And it's blown up, it's no good anymore. And the company, unfortunately, that you used is no longer in business, which I've been around the remodeling industry. Usually they are still in business. They just took on another name and fly-by-night type companies. So my question for you is, what made you decide to do the show and be our preeminent expert in your field?
Well, I guess to start with, Jason, when I met you, on a training that we were having, I felt like, you were somebody I wanted to get to know for sure. And then Kevin Harrington, knowing him and what he's done on Shark Tank and what he's done with info commercials. And so I think for me, it's just really being able to get to know new people and understand them and just be able to spend time with great people.
Love that, brother. And thank you. And I feel the same way. You seem like PLU. Do you know what PLU is?
No.
People like us.
Oh, okay.
You're good people is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I try to be. Yeah.
Without a doubt. I try to be as well. Sometimes I make mistakes just like everyone else, but ultimately, even in a business setting, I try to do things like my grandfather did. My grandfather was a business owner, and I think that's one thing that's really lacking in today's time is those old school morals, the ethics. I mean, obviously the world is different than it was, 60, 70 years ago. But that is who my number one model is, my grandfather.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's interesting because mine too is my grandfather. He was also a business owner. And when I was young, I got to go to work with him every day. Now he was a mason, which is not easy work.
No, it's not.
But he taught me a great work ethic, and he taught me that nothing's impossible. And so a lot of where I'm at today, I give credit to him and what he taught me those days of mixing concrete and carrying brick. And it's probably the hardest work I've ever done in my life. But
I'm going to tell, I'm going to tell a quick story. When my first job ever was framing houses during the summertime. I was 14 years old the first summer that I started, and I did it for 3 summers. But I remember it was hot, obviously hot outside. Framing houses isn't easy either.
Yeah.
But the house next to us, they were doing brickwork on, and seeing all of them throwing old school, like before all the new mechanisms now, throwing the bricks up. I was like, that looks like a little bit harder of a job than what I have over here.
Yeah.
I think I'll stick to what I'm doing over here. But yes, I know that's tough work, and I'm sure that your grandfather worked very hard and was a hardworking man for a long time. And you got to work directly with him.
Yeah, I did. I was his helper, and he wanted me to continue on, what he did. And I'm like, no, I think there's maybe something that I don't have to work this hard for. So yeah.
What is like a lifetime lesson that you learned from him about business?
I would just say
how you treat people or anything.
Yeah, the professionalism he used. He was a very particular guy about everything he did. It had to be perfect. He's the one, and I know this has been said before, and he probably learned it from somebody else too, but he used to tell me all the time that if we shoot to be good, we'll be average. If we shoot to be exceptional, we'll be really good. And if we shoot to be a perfectionist, our work will turn out really good. And he used to say that to me a lot. And
that's so crazy you say that, because I thought that came from Tony Robbins, and evidently it did not, because your grandfather was around way before Tony Robbins was.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah. And I don't know where he learned it from, but he used to just tell me that a lot, so yeah. And
it stuck with you.
Yeah, it did.
Amazing.
I tell my team that. I tell them that all the time. They so much probably that they I know they're thinking, don't tell me that again, but it's true,
But it's instilled in them.
Yeah.
Internalized in them, and they represent your company. Absolutely. That's awesome. What made you decide to get started in the remodeling industry, home improvement industry?
Well, my background, when I was young, I went from understanding I didn't want to be a bricklayer to become an electrician. And that was my trade for a while there. And then getting into commercial work first, I didn't enjoy it because commercial work is a whole different animal. You don't really work with the people who own the stuff. And as things changed back in 2008 a little bit is when I got the opportunity to come into this world. And then, I mean, I get to work, I get to go in somebody's home, which is like your castle, right? I mean, that's where everything that means anything to you is. And that just really attracted me to that, you know, helping people that are homeowners, you know, be safe and comfortable in their home. A lot of them don't know the things that are out there today that can make their life so much more comfortable, you know? So I love that one-on-one interaction with homeowners and being able to meet, again, just be able to meet people all the time, you know?
I love that. And I know that you aren't the average construction guy, quote unquote, remodeler, home improvement guy, because that industry has a bad reputation, and it can. So I know that you've done a lot to set yourself apart from others. You know, what are some of those things that set you apart from, you know, some of the fly-by-night guys, and they may use inferior products, inferior installers, not do what they say they're going to do, not back what they say. A warranty is only as strong as a company that's standing behind it. So someone that offers a strong warranty and they've been in business for 3 months isn't too strong of a warranty. But what's your thoughts on that? What makes you stand out?
Yeah, I think it's just that. What my grandpa taught me is, you know, we're going to shoot for perfection, understanding we can't be perfect, but we're always going to do that. And then, you know, when we do make that mistake, we're going to be the first one to raise up and say, hey, we made a mistake and we're going to make it right for you. And yeah, I think just being honest with people. You know, we work in kind of a rural area where if you don't have that mentality, you definitely won't be around very long, you know? So yeah, I think it's just that.
What a concept. Just shoot people straight.
Yeah, absolutely.
And do what you say you're going to do.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And you also wrote a book you were telling me about earlier, but we didn't get time to dig into it. What's your book about?
Yeah, so my book is just about that. It's a book. I'll show you a little picture of that. So it's about
what's the name of it again?
And comfort. If you can see that, all right.
Can you say the name? Because this will be audio.
So it's your family's home and comfort, home safety and comfort. And this book covers everything about a home, a lot more things than what I do. But it talks about, for a homeowner, what they should be doing at every part of the year. You know, how to look at their roof, how to look at their siding and brick. And I mean, it covers everything A to Z in your home. And we offer one of these books to every customer we go to. And I love giving them out to new homeowners that are young, because there's a lot of good information in this book to help them through some of that, you know, where they don't really know about the water heater going out or this going out or whatever it may be. So yeah, that's what this book is all about, is just helping a homeowner, again, have a reference manual and know simple things like, when winter comes, disconnect your water hose. If you don't, it's going to flood your house, you know. So
question for you, and it's a variable, but if you didn't know even just that one little thing, that's not really it's a little thing until it becomes a big thing.
Yeah.
But just roughly, how much would it cost someone if they didn't know how to winterize a home and the pipe busts and it floods out a house? I mean, it could be tens of thousands. It could be
absolutely
big enough home over 100,000. You get enough flood and insurance claims and all that stuff. So that's very powerful that you do that. And, you know, going back to preeminence and the strategy of, and you being the preeminent expert in your field, how do you become the trusted expert? I think people overcomplicate it, but it's simple.
Yeah,
you educate people.
Yeah, you educate them, you give them options, and you do what you say you're going to do. That's it. End of story. Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah.
But you also, you have a ton of experience, not only in your industry, because you're a master electrician, master in HVAC, a master plumber also, right?
Yes.
So you have like a lot of experience that I'm sure is very uncommon in your market, which is in Wyoming, and you're spreading out to Utah also as well, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that experience helps. Now, as you probably know, a lot of times for what I would consider an expert in plumbing, heating, and electric, going to a business owner creates its own challenges, right? But I think my mentors have really helped me out on that. And you know, we as tradesmen, you know, we don't want to get out of that van because that's where our comfort's at, right? But yeah, I think, and I love to learn. So I definitely don't know it all today, but I strive to just keep learning and keep getting certifications. I just finished getting a certification for fireplace installations because we're just going into that with Napoleon fireplaces. So yeah, I'm always just striving to learn more and more, you know.
And that's funny you say that. And I believe sometimes, a lot of the times, things can be omens. There's a book called The Alchemist, and it talks about omens. And I've read that book several times. It's a wonderful book. I highly recommend it. But I notice omens all the time. And I don't think they just started happening. I think I just started noticing them more.
Absolutely.
And here's an omen that happened 2 nights ago. I spoke to one of my martial artist masters. Now, this gentleman is 72 years young. He still trains about 12 hours a day, training others. He's a 12-time world champion. He was a celebrity bodyguard to people like Brad Pitt, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and I could go on and on and on. And I'm not to, so I don't bore people or take up all your time. Amazing guy, but I also help him out with his business. He's got students all over America. He opened his first dojo in Jamaica, Queens, New York. It's been there over 40 years. But he and I were talking about, so he is the master of, he's martial arts. He's like trained with Chinese monks and stuff. Amazing. But we were talking about marketing and we were talking about business. And he and I had that conversation that you and I are now having, that, you know, hey, he said, I'm great at martial arts, but, you know, hey, this is your thing right here. And, you know, just like I told him, I was like, you know, hey, that's how I give back to you.
Right, right.
Because there's things that I help him out and I see in his business all the time. And he was just on, I see things in his business all the time that he doesn't see. And I think I've been, and I'm not being braggadocious, but I think I have been blessed by God with that talent that I've acquired, a skill that I've acquired over time. But he was just on, I can't remember the name of the magazine, but it's supposed to be the #1 martial artist magazine, like in North America. But he was just on the cover of it. But that was pretty cool of him because he's also he's a guy full of wisdom as well.
Right.
Just one of those guys that you could, like your grandfather, you know, speak to forever. I mean, for a long time, and just keep on getting those golden nuggets of wisdom about life, you know. But I think you hit the head on the nail. That's another huge thing that separates you from everyone else, is that you're a true entrepreneur, not just another electrician or plumber, HVAC guy. And that's a huge skill set that you had to acquire through experience, those hard knocks, those hard lessons learned, where I bet you have lost. You've had some losing moments.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Financially, mindset, you know, all that stuff. What it looks like you have one thing on your mind that may stick out of an experience where it just like knocked you down, but you got back up.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably, maybe every business owner has experienced this, but you know, I remember the days where I was pacing my living room floor at 2 a.m, trying to figure out how I was going to make payroll tomorrow. And you know, those times, man, they teach you a lot. You know, they really do. And you know, I take a lot of pride in the fact that the people that work for me, you know, they depend on me, you know, so I take a lot of pride in that. But those days, I still think about them often, not in a negative way, but just the lessons that I've learned through those things. And, you know, when you got 15 families out there that are waiting on that check tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
You know, I mean, it's pressure. And You know, I never
families,
never didn't deliver,
families.
But yeah, families. Yeah, these are little kids that are going to school every day. I mean, they're, you know, so yeah, I guess that just kind of taught me the seriousness of the whole thing, and you know,
I have
with
a
that,
feeling you don't have to worry about if you can make payroll or not anymore.
no, we're past that stage.
I love that, and I pretty much assume that, which is a sign of doing business with a strong company.
Yeah.
One that's not living paycheck to paycheck, because I've just heard, you know, I've been in over 12,000 face-to-face presentations, with probably about 10,000 of those being in the remodeling industry. And I've just heard so many horror stories from people that I've spoke with, you know, of things that have happened to them on other, you know, projects that's, you know, made them skeptical of whoever they do business with.
Absolutely.
And I don't blame them, you know, whatsoever.
Yeah.
But one of those being, hey, they, you know, just didn't have they took the money and ran off with it, or they didn't have, you know, the money to come back out and fix something that they were supposed to.
Our industry has a horrible following for that kind of thing, which I also believe that creates great opportunities for those that want to step up and do things right, you know. So, you know, the old plumber coming in with no shirt on and the overalls is that's not the way our world is today. You know, our plumbers and our HVAC guys are very well dressed, and yeah, a whole different, but it's taken, we're like 10 years behind everybody else, you know. So yeah.
Do you mean your industry is behind?
Yes. Yeah, our industry.
But you're what makes you ahead? What makes you in today's time where they still are behind?
Yeah, I think that,
or what is it?
Yeah, I think that's learning that, you know, learning from other industries that we don't have to be that way. You know, we can change this industry, and we can change the people that work in it. You know, a lot of people in the past is kind of looked down on tradespeople, and you know, today, you know, I think they're becoming more professional, and I guess I look back and I can see why people thought that, but today, you know, at least my group are all out professional, and you know, we come in, you know, to the home, and we protect the home, and I mean, doing the work is the easy part. It's all the other things that you know,
the compound effect of little things, yeah, that ends up being a big thing with the compound effect.
Absolutely. Yeah, and when you work, like I said, your home is your castle. You know, I mean, that's where everything that means anything to you, and we get to go into those every single day. People let us come into their castles. So just respecting that and being very professional, and you know, I think we're going to keep changing and making our industry a whole different thing from what it used to be.
Love that. So it sounds like you are not only on a mission to deliver an exceptional service and value to consumers of HVAC, electrical, and plumbing in Wyoming and in the Salt Lake City market, but also you're looking to make a big impact on the industry overall. And I love that. Yeah, that's amazing. Absolutely. Because everyone in your niche within the industry isn't like you.
Right.
And I love what you're doing. What does, as we wrap up, what does your business look like in the near future? Your business and your life, what's it look like to you the next 2-3 years?
Yeah, so I see tremendous growth for us in our business. I have an exceptional team. They're the ones that do all the hard work. But we have a great team. We're growing. We're having to go to that Utah market because we have, obviously we don't do all the work in Wyoming, but we've got a great part of that market share. So moving down into Utah is going to create a lot more opportunity for us. So I see nothing but good things there. And personally, you know, I think my future's bright. Again, I love learning. I love going to new things like this new show coming out. And yeah, I think it's good. I just love life, and I love people who love life.
I love that, brother. And I am blessed to have met you. Again, another omen for me in my life. I know we'll have a long-term relationship and friendship. And as we wrap up on closing thoughts, like what are you looking for as you scale out, and where can people find you? Obviously, you're looking for more residential HVAC clients, electrical, plumbing clients. I'm sure there'll be some agents listening to the podcast that are probably looking for a preferred vendor in that niche that they can refer to their clients. But is there anything else that you're looking for, servicemen, agents, like in different markets? What can we help you with?
Yeah, so we're always looking for great people. I can train anybody to do plumbing, electrical, and HVAC, but just finding the right type of people, the right mindset type of people, and then training them. And then of course, we're reaching the point now where we're actually looking for some management people. And again, I almost prefer them not to be in the trades because a lot of people that's been in the trades as long as I have, they're set in their ways. I probably am too. My people would tell you that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's those things. We're always hiring, and we're always looking for really great people, and then training them to do what we do.
Well, hey, where should they go to find you?
So I guess the easiest way would be just championservicestoday.com. That is our website for our company. So they could reach out to me through that.
Love it. Well, shoot, Dwayne, it has been awesome, and I can't wait for the listeners to hear this episode. I know they'll take a lot away from it. Thanks for being on, Dwayne.
You bet. I appreciate it. It's a great pleasure being here, and I'm very thankful for it.
I'm thankful for it as well. Have a wonderful day.
That's it for this episode of The Ultimate Real Estate Machine. May your real estate machine be extremely rewarding, fulfilling, and life-changing for you and all the people that you impact. Claim those skyrocketing results that you demand from your real estate business. Subscribe to the show for more content like this at ultimaterealestatemachine.thepodcast.com. And don't forget to leave a positive rating. Thank you for joining us. See you on the next episode.